What is the best movie to watch in theaters that gives the best theatrical experience in 2025? One of the great directors of all time, Alfred Hitchcock, once gave his opinion about a good movie. According to Hitchcock, a good film is when the price of the dinner, the theater admission, and the babysitter were worth it. Different people have different expectations about movies, so it isn't easy to give a definite answer to the above question. The above quote by Hitchcock has more relevance than ever in 2025 due to the exorbitant price people have to pay for watching one movie, which includes the travel charge, ticket prices, and money for the snacks, which usually consist of popcorn and carbonated drinks charge. Various movies can be considered as an answer to the above question. Still, we can try to answer it based on general consensus and our team's collective opinion. Before discussing the best movie, we can examine the 3 honorable mentions. 1. Predator. Badlands. Dan Trachtenberg, a well-known director and screenplay writer, stunned the audience with outstanding movies like 10 Cloverfield Lane and Prey. The expectations are sky high when we hear he is directing a new film in the Predator series without going for the Prey sequel. This movie is expected to be released on November 7, 2025. Apart from Elle Fanning, more details of the cast and crew are yet to be revealed. It is rumored that it will be a standalone film that will happen in the future. The movies in the Predator series, starting from the first movie in 1987, have all given outstanding theatrical experience. And all the movie lovers are eagerly waiting for this movie to release to see what surprises Dan Trachtenberg packed in this movie. 2. Jurassic World Rebirth. When a Harvard Med School product, Michael Crichton, published his book Jurassic Park in 1990, even he would not have thought that his work would be one of the most celebrated ones in the entire film industry. When Steven Spielberg released his movie based on this book in 1993, the whole world celebrated this movie in theaters, and it was considered the best movie to watch in theaters in 1993. Jurassic World Rebirth is the latest movie iteration in the series. Indeed, some hardcore fans of the original Jurassic Park movie didn't like a few of the sequels in the series. Still, nobody can deny the fact that almost all of them were big box office successes. The expectations are sky high when a new movie comes out in this series. The expectations are much higher for this movie as it is directed by the famous director Gareth Edwards, who also directed some famous movies like Godzilla and Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The cast of this movie is also exceptional, including Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and Jonathan Bailey. This movie will be hitting the theaters on July 2nd, 2025. Mission: Impossible – The Final Reckoning. No one can forget the name Ethan Hunt when it comes to action movies. Ethan is an IMF agent and leader of a team of operatives in the American action spy film series. Mission: Impossible. Tom Cruise plays the role of Ethan and has been entertaining us via various films in this series since 1996. The Final Reckoning is the 8th movie in the series and is considered the last one. This will be the final time we can see Tom Cruise acting as Ethan Hunt on the silver screen, and you should never miss the opportunity. Christopher McQuarrie directs this movie, which will be released on May 23, 2025. Best movie you can watch in the theaters in 2025. Now it is time to reveal the best movie you can watch in the theaters in 2025. If you have checked out the 3 earlier movies we discussed, we can see that all 3 of them haven't been released yet, and we have selected them based on our expectations as all of them are from movie franchises that were ultra successful. But our best pick for the movie you can watch in the theaters is already a released one, and most of you watching this video might have seen this movie more than once. Yes, the best film to watch in theaters in 2025 is Interstellar. Interstellar was a movie released in 2014 and has a cult-like following among cinephiles. Due to the 10th anniversary, the film was re-released in the USA and other countries worldwide on December 13, 2024. The re-release didn't happen in India in December 2024 for various reasons. The re-release occurred in India on February 7, 2025. Many of the Interstellar fans don't know the fact that it was a movie initially charted to be directed by Steven Spielberg. He has collaborated with Jonathan Nolan and had a few discussions about the movie. Everything was set for Spielberg to start shooting the film. However, he later left this project due to his differences with the production company. Then Jonathan's brother, Christopher Nolan, entered the picture. Christopher Nolan made some significant changes and decided to take the movie in a different direction, which nobody working for the movie has thought about yet. We can see that the movie looked totally different from what Spielberg and Jonathan Nolan initially planned, if you know how they planned the movie initially. Later, Christopher Nolan was finalized as the director of the movie. We can say that when his vision and brother Jonathan Nolan's writing skills came together, the movie was taken to another level. Like the movie's 10th anniversary release, a special 10th anniversary edition of Blu-ray was also released. It also had 3 Blu-ray discs, including the movie and behind-the-scenes footage, a personal note from Christopher Nolan, a booklet, and a few photos and posters from the movie. The Blu-ray, released as the Warner Brothers Collector's Edition, was well received by the fans. It was sold out soon after it was released in 2024, and now it is heard that people are paying more than 5 times the original price of $73 or 62 euros, which was its initial price. Yes, just like the Interstellar theatrical re-release, its Blu-ray re-release was also an instant hit. Even though this film's special 10th anniversary edition Blu-ray is now sold out, the other versions of Interstellar's Blu-ray and books related to Interstellar, which you can purchase, are given in the description and as the pinned comment. If you love this movie so much, there are 2 books you should never miss reading. The first book is The Science of Interstellar, written by Kip Thorne, which is forwarded by Nolan himself. The second book is The Nolan Variations by Tom Schoen. When a science fiction movie is released, there will always be pandemonium behind the discussion of the science behind it, and the movie usually will receive a lot of criticism. Interstellar never faced such criticism because of one individual, Kip Thorne. The Nobel Prize-winning physicist helped Nolan clear and correct the scientific aspects of the movie Interstellar. In this book, we can see Kip telling Nolan that in the film, nothing in the film will violate firmly established laws of physics or our firmly established knowledge of the universe. Nolan agreed to this clause as he also wanted the same from this movie. We can see Kip saying that Nolan's scientific acumen was brilliant, and his ideas were so extraordinary that it became difficult for even a Nobel Prize-winning physicist to sometimes interpret them. We can see why Nolan is considered the most secretive filmmaker in Hollywood in this book, based on Kip's experiences while working with him in Interstellar. There is no doubt about the creative exuberance and scientific temper of a genius like Nolan. But that alone is not enough to make a movie considered a masterpiece. To achieve that feat, the technicians working behind the camera and the actors working in front of the camera should also be extraordinary. One of Nolan's specialties is picking the right actor for a role in the movie. We can never expect a big star like Matt Damon to play a negative shade character like Dr. Mann in a film. However, it is said that when Nolan calls, every actor in Hollywood is ready to play any role in his movie because everyone knows that even a small character created by him will have something special in them. The scientific knowledge and enthusiasm shown by actors like Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, and Jessica Chastain are well depicted in Kip Thorne's book. We will feel they were all born to play this role in this movie. Everything in this movie, including the cinematography and special effects, was done by the best in the field, and they all did a spectacular job. The other person who touched the souls through this movie is Hans Zimmer. Even after 10 years of release, we almost every day come across his score in this movie in the form of music, in social media videos, or some podcasts in one way or another. His score in this movie can take any video to the next level. His scores, Stay, Cornfield Chase, First Step, and No Time for Caution, are all among the most streamed and downloaded background scores ever. Even though Interstellar is a favorite of many movie lovers, it was unfortunately snubbed at the Oscars. It won only one Academy Award, which was the Best Visual Effects category award. The movie was way ahead of the 2014 audience, which might be why it didn't win any prominent Oscar awards at that time. Nolan later got the much-awaited appreciation in the Oscars when his film Oppenheimer won almost all the prestigious Oscars during the 96th Academy Awards. The best way to see Interstellar is to watch it in the IMAX theater, in the way Nolan wanted us to watch the movie. The 1.43:1 ratio format is the best IMAX screen to watch the film. Sadly, it is very expensive to maintain the 1.43:1 ratio of IMAX theaters, And several countries don't have IMAX in this screen ratio. In India, several screens with this ratio have closed, and the only remaining theater in Ahmedabad is not screening commercial movies. The second best option to watch is the 4K laser projection IMAX theater. There are a few theaters with this projection, including one in Kerala. In the last re-release in India, almost all the IMAX screens were fully booked before the re-release happened on February 7th. So many movie lovers were still unable to watch the movie. In some IMAX theaters where there were very few tickets remaining, they had to sit in the front row seats as the back and central row seats were already booked. Many people could not watch the movie in IMAX and requested that the re-release be extended even after 1 week. But it sadly was not possible as new releases were slated for the following weeks. Even after owning the Interstellar movie in digital, DVD, and Blu-ray formats, a few people in our team traveled hundreds of kilometers and enthusiastically watched this movie in IMAX more than once. This shows how much people love this movie. Some scenes in the film, like the cornfield chase, wormhole scene, docking scene, and black hole scene, give the viewers an out-of-the-world experience. No matter how many movies will be released in 2025, nothing can beat the theatrical experience that Interstellar has given to the audience. You will know that this movie is something special when people are already planning to watch this movie again in theaters during 2034, the 20th anniversary re-release, and in 2039, during the 25th anniversary re-release. The production house and the producers haven't confirmed whether this movie will be re-released again, but movie lovers are 100% sure that it will be re-released again and have started their plans to watch it in the future now itself. Many movie lovers believe Interstellar will be regarded in the same league as 2001, A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick, by the future generation. There are only very few movies that movie lovers proudly tell to the next generation that they were able to watch that movie in the theater. Interstellar will always be on the top of that list for most cinephiles.